the title kind of gets you. You think it has to do, with mockingbird and stuff, but it actually has absolutely nothing to do. It's just a phrase that is used in it to signify that a person wouldn't kill a mockingbird because they're kind enough and everything like that. But when you first start, it doesn't always look good, and then very slowly you begin to work, and you begin to get the touch of things, and everything begins to work out the way you want it. So that's the way a carving is. I started a mini carving that I thought, man, this is never going to work, and all that other stuff. And then when you got through with it, well, it didn't look too bad, So, and I've done some that got through with it, and I thought, oh man, what in the world's wrong with me? What makes me think this looks good at all? So, but the birds hang around here a lot because I feed them. Feed them every morning. Feed them a loaf of bread. You say, well, how in the world can you afford a loaf of bread? Well, I go buy that cheap bread at Walmart, and I hand out a loaf of bread every morning to the birds, so they'll come around, and then now they think, that they deserve 2 loaves of bread, Kind of like humans, huh? We give them something, they come around asking for more all the time. Not much difference sometimes the way humans but those birds, I watch them a lot as they feed, and a lot of them, you see, I go out there and I try to crumble the bread up as much as possible, because if you just throw big pieces out there, then the big birds come along, get it, and the little birds don't have a chance to have anything. And it's really fascinating to watch birds and animals, how they're very much like human beings, but and I don't buy the thing we're all animals. I don't believe in the Darwin theory. I believe that God created man, but we do have together different instincts that are very similar. I'm not going to deny that for sure. And but I believe a human being is a human being and an animal is an animal, and they both have their own distinctive ways and stuff. But watching the birds, and that's right, if I throw large pieces of bread out there, then the big ones will come and overcome the little ones, and they'll never get any bread, in other words. Then every once in a while a squirrel will come along and he'll get in the middle of it and stuff, but they'll take everything, and the little ones won't get any bread. So I break it up, kind of shred it where a lot of it falls on the ground where the little ones can go and get theirs, in other words. Because birds are just like human beings. They're definitely they will go and get and it's survival of the fittest, as we might say, and they'll leave the little ones where they can't get anything. So you try to break it up a little bit, so that they'll have a little bit of fun. And okay, now next, what we want to do is we want to kind of go inside the ears in here. And I'm gonna take I'm gonna use my V tool to do this. I can use a knife, but I only use basically a V tool and I'm gonna come in here with my V tool, and I'm just gonna kind of I want to be careful because I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna do this. I want to cut. There we go. And then see how you use your knife. This is how you use your knife. Just cut around like that, and then come back and snap those pieces out of there. Now you may have to go several times and do that, but you snap those pieces out of there so that you have plenty of time for your and then you take your little V-tool and you work in there, and you go around the edges, holding your hands behind your ears there and taking those pieces off. Just like that. And the same thing here. I'm trying to go on, but you take your knife and you just come and outline that a little bit. And you take a little bit, like little V-cuts. You take them off like that. And then from there you take your knife and you just kind of cut up. And you just sort of line that up. There we go. And then you can take your V-tool and you can dig that out of there. And get that kind of lined out right there. I've worked with my knife so much. I've done this with my knife. And then you want to kind of get the ears. You don't want them pointed at all. They're sort of like that, see? And then you can even thin these ears up even more, see? But you want to be careful not to thin them up too much. And then when you go to take this out of here, it's so thin that it's gonna break on you. Okay, just sort of like that, in other words. Now, on this one, usually the ears are going to kind of come, they don't come to a point, they sort of come like this, see? It's going to be straight across the bottom like that, okay? Same thing here. You come back and you make a cut right there, and you make it kind of straight across the bottom like that. There you go, just like that. The ears themselves. That grain is changed when you go across like that. See that? There you go. Come across here like that. Now, as far as the mouth is concerned, we're just going to run a little mouth just like that. See that? See? Just a little mouth down there like that. We're going to take our little V tool and we're just going to do this. Okay? We're just going to run our little mouth just like that. And on the other side, we'll draw and do the same thing. We'll just kind of make it like a little smile, like he's smiling. Even though that side you're not going to see from the shelf sitter side, you still want to do it anyway. So, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. I'm just going to take that nose down a little bit more. It's not an important factor. It is not a large nose or anything like that. It's just sort of a lazy nose, as we see on the piece right there. In other words, it's just sort of a lazy nose that he has, and whenever he gets painted, then he'll now let me go back and let me kind of thin these ears up just a little bit more on all sides and bring this down just a little bit, kind of match the okay. Now, as far as the eyes are concerned, we can just go ahead and draw. Now you got a choice. You can just cut a little eye in there, or we can do it like this and just make the little eye down there like that. And then cut from the inside and take that out there. You can also do it with your V tool. Take your V tool and do the same thing, just like that. And just make your little eye just like that, see? Just make your little eye. And that's all you need. You don't need anything special. Just make your little eye like that on that side. And come over here and do the same thing. Whoops. Ooh, don't drop your knife, Gene. Do the same thing. Okay, on each side. So, kind of have a, let me make this eye a little bit bigger here. There we go. A bit bigger there. We've got that done. Let's bring this in just a little bit more. Let's give it kind of the look to it. I don't know what I'm doing. Humming, I guess. I like to hum. I don't like to sing. I don't have the breath with my lungs. I don't have the breath to sing, but I hum a little bit. You don't hear people humming much. You don't. Some you do. From the old days, we used to do a lot. Used to hum a tune instead of singing it. Heck, you can't hum these tunes these days. I mean, good gravy. These Metallica songs and all that stuff. How in the world can you hum a song like that? Man, sound like a old bagpipe in heat or something like that. Okay. All right, got the little tail. Got this done. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go sharpen my knife. And let me kind of just get this thing here. There you go. I'm going to sharpen my knife. And I'm going to come back. And we're going to continue with the legs on this. And we're going to finish it up, and then I'm going to show you. We'll glue the legs. Actually, the legs will be glued on there. The legs will be glued on him like that. But you see how thick they are? I mean, they're going to have to come down a lot. These are 3/4 inch, which probably a 1/2 inch or something like that would have worked better. But that's no problem. I'll bring them down. I could have cut them with a bandsaw, but I'll bring them down with a knife just in case you don't have anything but 3/4 basswood or have to cut it down. But anyway, we'll do that, and we'll come back and let's look at our little piece right now as far as it's go. That's our little bear, and the rest is basically shaping him and getting him ready, and getting the square corners off is what we basically say, and getting him situated and all that stuff. We're going to put some hair on him, so he's not going to be left like this, such a way. We are going to put some hair on him. So anyway, okay, well, we'll be back.